What is up? What is going on, everybody? It's a two for a day, two videos in one day, a special treat for everybody, as I know you were super excited and waited for another video. As I always say before I get started, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. And if you're not new and you're enjoying the content, it helps me out a lot. So if you can just hit that button, thank you so much. And the like button as well, assuming you like the video. So as you can see from the title, should the Mariners sign Zach Plesac? If you want the simple answer and you don't want to watch 5 minutes of me talking about it, my simple answer is, yeah, they should probably take a flyer, but at the end of the day, I don't really care all that much if they do or not. But I want to talk about because Guardians just designated Zach Plesac for assignment. So they have 10 days to trade him, release him, or they can option him to the minors, whatever they feel like doing. I certainly, if you're going to make a trade, would not give up anything of value. It would be a throw-in trade. And I don't even know if I'd be willing to trade anything of value for him. But let me talk about why I don't think it's a bad idea for the Mariners to make a move for a pitcher. First and foremost, let's talk about what the Mariners currently have going on. We know Robbie Ray's out for the season. Easton McGee as well. Marco Gonzalez had some forearm issues that's being looked at. That's what Robbie Ray had as well. Doesn't mean that Marco's out for the season because every injury can be different, but certainly not optimistic. You already have Bryce Miller coming up from Double-A, making starts. Now you have Brian Wu coming up from Double-A in the rotation. And this was already a season. We go back to the beginning. Remember, George Kirby was penciled in as the fifth starter because they wanted to limit his innings a little bit too and didn't want him throwing 210, 220 innings. That's almost out the window now. I mean, George Kirby's your third most tenured starter right now. You almost need him to pitch 200 if you're going to make a run at this thing. You're going to need that. So that's already out the window. We saw Brian Wu struggle yesterday. Bryce Miller's had a rough couple outings his last two times out. I'm not down on those guys. If you go back and watch my post-game video from yesterday, I actually said I thought Brian Wu looked pretty good. Too many two-strike pitches over the heart of the plate. But against a lineup like Texas in your first start, that's tough to do. A tough first start. I think Wu's going to be all right. I think Bryce Miller's going to be fine. I think he's going through, his first time in a rotation, starting to face some better lineups, and he's going to have to make some adjustments, whether it's arm angles, whether it's how he pitches, pitching backwards, whether he needs to perfect those breaking balls a little bit. You're not going to survive on just that fastball being amazing no matter how good it is. But I think he'll adjust. I think the stuff is good. I think Bryce Miller will be fine as well. But these are also two guys that had no major league starts coming into this season that you now have in your rotation, along with, George Kirby in his first full season. Logan Gilbert's only in his second full season. And you do have Luis Castillo. So in that regards, when you've got that many young guys in the rotation, you need some depth. Tommy Malone just went in the IL as well. Chris Flexen was supposed to be your depth. He's been terrible. Now, Zach Plesac has not been good this year. His ERA is at 7.59. His expected ERA is 5.23. So with pretty much any pitcher, no pitcher in baseball is 7.59 ERA bad. I mean, that would be like if I went out there and actually my ERA would be way higher than 7.59. But you know what I mean? Like, no major league starter is that bad. I'm sure Cleveland knows that. They just have some, McKenzie came back today, so they had some room and they had to make a roster move. Plesac's FIP is 4.51. His xFIP is 4.46, which is a perfectly acceptable for a number 5 starter. Just to put it to give it some relative examples, Marco's FIP is 4.31. His xFIP is 4.78. Chris Flexen, your other kind of fifth starter type, sits at a 5.98 FIP and a 4.78 xFIP. So both those in terms of Flexen is worse in terms of both. Marco's FIP's a little bit better. His xFIP's a little bit higher. Would make sense with the fly balls and everything. So again, Plesac's not anything that's going to, and this is not something I'm pointing out like save the season, sign Zach Plesac now. Like, no, I don't think it would do that. In fact, I'm not even sure if it would change the trajectory, but it would just be something to take a little bit of pressure off of these young guys. Even if you wanted to do something like a 6-man rotation, I don't think that would be too bad right now. Limit Bryce Miller starts, limit Brian Wu starts a little bit. Even Kirby, if you don't want him to go, so many innings. It gives you a quality, a capable another MLB starter to have in the rotation. Before this year, Plesac last year at a 4.31 ERA, 4.67 in 21, 3.81 in 2019, where he started 21 games. I'm not going to go 2020. 2020 kind of to me is like such a small sample size, but he was really good in 2020. Actually accumulated. Here I said I'm not going to look at it. Now I'm going over 2020. He did have 1.5 WAR in that shortened season, so he was really good that year. I know he's had some stuff like, was it against the Mariners that he punched the mound and broke his hand or something like that? And then I read somewhere someone said he was not a good teammate, so I looked it up. Apparently he broke COVID protocol in 2020. I don't really care. Like, when I hear bad teammate, I'm thinking like starting fights in the clubhouse. Now you should follow team policy, like, so in a sense, maybe that's not a good teammate, but I don't really care about that. So again, it's not anybody that's going to be a long-term solution. It's more to sort of help the youth movement in this rotation. I think that as you go through this season, you're asking a lot of Bryce Miller, you're asking a lot of Brian Wu. And again, a lot of this depends. Is Marco going to be out for an extended period of time? If he is, then I think this is something you look at. It's a veteran starter that's had some success, that's better than his current numbers are indicating, and can come in and pitch and be okay. He doesn't walk a ton of guys at all, so you're going to get strikes from Plesac. So I would go out and get him. Now, like, if the Mariners don't, do I think it's the end of the world? No. In fact, I don't even think this moves the needle. Like, I really don't. This is just about protecting some of these younger pitchers. This is not a move that's going to be like, Plesac, Mariners are on their way. It's just about protecting the younger guys and some insurance. Like, we don't know. Wu might be really bad. Maybe Bryce Miller really drops off. It just gives you someone in there that can stabilize the bottom of that rotation a little bit. If Marco was healthy, I wouldn't even bring this up, but Marco, we don't know. Flexen's been really bad. Malone just went on the IL. So you're looking for someone that can maybe come in and kind of be a fifth starter. Now, it doesn't have to be Plesac. There's probably a lot of guys out there that are like this, that are sitting out there. Someone like that. But I don't think it would be a bad idea for the Mariners to add a proven guy that can at least eat some innings and take some of the pressure off Miller and Wu. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think the Mariners should sign Zach Plesac? Do you think, no, not at all, he's bad? Or are you kind of like me where, yeah, they should do it, but doesn't really matter? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys later. Have a great night. Go Mariners. Peace.